Good morning and welcome to today's episode 4 of Beami's Bonanza. And man, has a lot changed since the last episode. First of all, look at this. I live right down the street. It's pretty nice. After I worked a job I was living in San Juan, the capital of Puerto Rico, for 2 months. And after a month and a half, I was finally able to get a job, get hired. I worked for like less than 2 weeks, I think. And then I got the opportunity to move to the West Coast, which when I was planning out all this in December, or trying to plan it out as best I could, I was drawn to Rincon, which is on the west side of the island. I knew that the speed, I came from a big city. I like being surrounded by this and not like giant skyscrapers and buildings, and it's just way more peaceful and relaxed, and that's what I crave. And I'm very happy with my decision. At the same time, it wasn't very logical. If I lived through logic, I wouldn't be made a lot of the decisions that I've made. But I live with my heart primarily, and so I'm staying with a friend, and having a kind of restart all over. So yeah. On that note, we're going to talk about self-doubt and how to keep your head on straight through the face, staring in the face of despair, hopelessness, and adversity. So thanks for tuning in and enjoy the views. It seems that a lot of the time that I've been able to take a step forward, I've then almost immediately taken a step backward to allow myself to then have a chance at taking a leap ahead. And that's been no different lately. After relocating over here, I haven't made any money, but I have made deep progress on my pursuit to be a full-time musician. I've written new material. My ukulele strings have been replaced. I've made more friends and seen new places and connected with the nature and animals around me more than ever. And those are the things that I value in life more than, a $200 check at the end of the week to get by a little longer. My goals are big. My dreams are big, and I fully believe that I can get there and lead myself to them. At the same time, that doesn't mean that nearly every day I don't battle through doubt, shame, guilt, and just typical or something that we can all relate to as humans, and self-criticalness. I'm my own harshest judger and critic, and I don't really go easy on myself, and I am learning to practice that. I've made a lot of mistakes, and I'm not always right, but I am able to look back and say, well, in March of 2023, I was there. In March of 2022, I was over there. And in March of 2024, I'm right here. And man, is it better to be here than over there, you know what I mean? As you can see. And one thing that I do feel proud of in this move is that my dogs are a lot happier. My dogs are living their dream life. And that has been the most important thing to me for about a year and a half now. I put myself in a lot of bad situations and bad company and bad treatment, and it affected them. And it's been my goal to give them the life that they deserve. And I feel like I've taken that step. So now I can take solace and comfort in that, and really primarily focus on doing the same for myself. When you choose to have a pet, or when you choose to have a child, or when you choose to bring somebody else into your life, you take on a responsibility to care for them and ensure their well-being and safety and security. And that is something that I take very seriously. And I don't think that I did a great job of that for a long time. But, it's incredible to see how much fun they're having. Not having a job working for somebody else is nice, but not having money is difficult. And my goal to be a full-time musician, to make all of my money through art, is not easy, and it's not going to happen overnight. But it is worthwhile, and I have made several steps in getting there. My listeners on Spotify has increased exponentially. My output in terms of the music I'm releasing has increased tenfold. And the behind the scenes things that nobody sees, the practicing, the writing, the visualizing, the releasing, the breathing, the meditating, it's all taken a jump in terms of the impact that it's having on my life. The journaling, the conversations with my dad, it's all, helping me get along. But at the same time, I do find myself questioning, should I have left San Juan? Should I have left that job where I was making minimum wage, but at least I had money? Should I? And, I can't live in the past. Self-doubt creeps in almost every minute when you're in the struggle. That's one of the reasons I feel like when you lose shelter, lose housing, you spend the first, bit of it, whether it's first few days, first few weeks, trying to do anything you can to get yourself out. You're constantly focused every second of every moment on, okay, well, like, how do I get this? How do I get a job? How do I get a place to stay tonight? How do I get my next meal? How do I get some water? Whatever. And when you can't figure that out, or when everything you try leads to no change, then you start having to kind of go into a survival mode and make yourself comfortable. How do I maintain peace tonight despite the fact that I don't have a safe place to sleep? How do I maintain sanity despite the fact that I'm freaking starving? How do I keep my own self-assurance and understanding of who I am when everyone else thinks that just because I lost housing, that means that I'm a lunatic drug addict, despite the fact that I've never done drugs? And that's just my specific thing, but I'm sure others have dealt with similar challenges and similar twistings. But then, once you're able to conquer that, you're like, okay, I can handle this. I can handle this struggle if it's just a little longer. Things have to change, things have to get better, but then you almost normalize your conditions. It's all right that I have to sleep on the sidewalk tonight. It's all right that I'm packed in this tiny car with my pups. It's all right. And then you struggle to keep that mindset of change and progress and hope. And in my experience, part of hope is the battle through hopelessness. Part of rising up and receiving the triumphs that you've so desperately been working towards is battling through and facing your relationship with failure directly. And this is Beami's Bonanza, obviously. So by episode 8, I fully intend to be able to share and along the way showcase and show how I went from literally nothing, less than nothing, to the life that I've always dreamed of. And that involves a bunch of different factors and layers and things. But today's episode, I just wanted to cover the battle of mindsets, and how inconsistent and also like all ends of the spectrum of good things, of hard things within oneself, within one's mind, within one's soul, are likely a part of it. Because it's not all sunshine and rainbows. It's not all every moment things get better. There's dips and highs and lows and shocks. And I guess I wanted to speak on all of this today because it's not. I've hit a wall lately, and so that's why I've been getting a much better relationship with the little things that nobody can see. I don't have any money to show you. I don't have a position to have said that I gained, but I do have strength building more every day, and the importance being revealed to me of remaining fairly consistent in the belief that things will get better. And regardless, how can I be too upset when this is where I live? A paradise that most people go to for vacation for a week or two is what I step out into every single day full time. And that's a beautiful thing that I don't take for granted at all. And I'm very grateful, and I'm very excited for the rest of my life to resemble that same beauty, grace, fun, bliss, excitement, and positive change, as well as the rest of the world. Thank you very much. I know this was a bit of a rant, but I'll see you next time. And please, in the comments, let me know what topics or subjects or footage or anything would you like to see here on Beami's Bonanza. And in the meantime, have a wonderful weekend, and check out some music. There's a lot coming out constantly around and outside of this vlog. Appreciate you. Adios.